Hi, I'm Chitra, Faculty of Biology. Today's topic is Structure of Ear from the lesson Windows of Knowledge of 10th Biology. Right? Okay. Suppose when if you are very tensed, and suddenly you are hearing a music, that too your favorite song, what happens? Automatically your mind gets relaxed, isn't it? How is it possible? Let's analyze. Okay, what happens is the sound is traveling in the form of waves. It's entering into your ear, right? And the ear makes impulses. Those impulses are carried by whom? The auditory nerves, and the auditory nerves will carry it to your brain. Which part of your brain? The cerebrum part of your brain. So the brain analyzes and you experience it, isn't it? So today we are going to learn what are the parts of our ear and their functions, right? Okay. So this is the picture showing the structure of our ear. See, our ear not only has this visible part, it has many other parts also. So let's see what are the main parts of our ear. The main parts can be divided into three regions. You can see here the first region is called as the outer ear. The second region over here is called middle ear. And the third region is called as the inner ear, or it is otherwise called what? External ear, middle ear and internal ear. So these are the three main regions. Since there are lots of structures, it's being divided into three regions, right? Okay, now let's see what are the parts of the outer ear, right? So this is a structure showing the parts of our outer ear. The only visible part of our ear, what is that? That is called as the ear pinna. You can see over here the ear pinna. That is the only visible part of our ear. And what is the peculiarity of this part? See, it's made up of cartilage. That is why we are able to bend it, isn't it? We are able to bend our ear, that is ear pinna, because it is made up of cartilage. So that is the first part of the external ear or outer ear. Now what is its function? See what it does, it directs the sound waves towards the inner ear, right? You know that if somebody is whispering and we are not able to hear it, what do? We do like this, isn't it? What are we trying to do? We are trying to collect the sound waves so that our hearing becomes perfect. That's it. So the ear pinna's function is to direct the sound waves towards the inner ear. So that is the first part of the external ear, that is ear pinna, the only visible part which we see. The second part of the external ear is called as ear canal. You can see a long pathway, isn't it? Ear canal. And what is the peculiarity of this part? It has small hairs and wax secretion. We call it as what? Ear wax, isn't it? And what is the duty of this hair and this ear wax? What happens is, along with air, sometimes dust and germs may enter into our ear. It should not go inside, isn't it? So what happens, the small hair and the wax secretion will make the dust and the germs get entangled on it, and thereby preventing the entry of such things inside our ear, right? Okay, so what is the other function of this ear canal? See, now the sound wave has reached the ear canal, isn't it? Ear pinna has directed the sound waves to the ear canal. Now the ear canal will be directing the sound waves to the next part of our ear. The next part of the external ear is called eardrum. You can see the picture over here. Eardrum. Why is it called a drum? Because it's a thin membrane. And what is the peculiarity of this membrane? See, the sound waves are traveling and they have hit the eardrum. Since it's a thin membrane, what happens, you know, it starts vibrating. This membrane starts vibrating. Okay? And these vibrations will be carried to the next part of the ear. Then we always keep telling that you're not supposed to poke sharp objects like safety pin, hairpin and all inside our ear, isn't it? What is the reason? Because the eardrum is a very thin membrane and it may get broken. So what will happen? It will affect our hearing power. That's why we have to be very careful in dealing with our eardrum. Okay. So these are the parts of the external ear, that is ear pinna, ear canal and the eardrum. Now the eardrum is vibrating. Okay. Now let's see the second part of the ear. This is the picture showing the middle ear, the second part. Okay. The picture over here you can see the outer ear and this is the middle ear. This is the middle ear portion. Right. You can see the eardrum here, tympanic membrane. Okay. Now what are the parts of the middle ear? The middle ear has two main parts. One is called auditory ossicles or ear ossicles. Right. What is this auditory ossicles? Okay. It's made up of three small bones. You know which is the biggest bone in our body? We say that it's thigh bone, isn't it? Same way, the smallest bone in our body is situated inside our ear. And the name of that bone is stapes. See, you can see a small bone. So what is this auditory ossicles or ear ossicles? It's made up of three bones. Let's see which are the three bones. Malleus, incus and stapes. These are the three bones. Once again, malleus, incus and stapes. These three bones, what is their peculiarity, you know? They are very small. So what happens when the eardrum starts vibrating? Those vibrations will be carried to the ear ossicles or auditory ossicles. And since they are very small, what happens? They start vibrating. So they amplifies the vibrations and these vibrations will be carried to the next part of our ear, that is internal ear. So the first part of the middle ear is called ear ossicle, which is made up of three small bones, malleus, incus and stapes. Then the next part of the middle ear, you can see a small tube coming out from here. This is called auditory tube or it is otherwise called as the eustachian tube. It's called as the eustachian tube. Okay. Okay. The picture over here you can see the eustachian tube, right? Eustachian tube. What is its function? No? It does not have any function to do with hearing. Then what does it do? It maintains the air pressure between the outer ear and the middle ear, right? So this eustachian tube, it is connected to the pharynx region. The eustachian tube is connected to the pharynx region and it maintains the air pressure, right? So eardrum is the wall separating the outer ear and the middle ear. Now there is another wall which is made up of bone which has two holes here and which is covered by a membrane, and this is called, these two membranous holes are called oval window and round window. Here, the picture over here you can see the oval window and the round window, right? So this oval window and the round window acts as a boundary between which one? The middle ear and the inner ear, right? And what is their duty? This oval windows and round windows duty, you know, see, now the vibrations have reached the ear ossicles. They start vibrating. Since they are very small bones, they can easily vibrate. So those vibrations are amplified, and then what happens, you know, this oval window and round window will carry the vibrations to the next part, that is inner ear. And in the inner ear, there is a fluid which is called as the perilymph. So what happens is the oval window and the round window will make vibrations in the fluid of the internal ear. That's it about the oval window and the round window, right? So these are the parts of which one? These are the parts of the middle ear. So eustachian tube does not have any function to do. It has which function only? Regulating the air pressure. Okay, let's take the third part, that is internal ear, right? Or the inner ear. Okay, this part where a marking is done, this part is the internal ear, right? Or inner ear. And this part already we have discussed, it is the middle ear, right? Okay, let's see what are the things present in the inner ear. See, the inner ear is covered by a membranous part and a bony part. Outer, there is a bony part which is called as the bony labyrinth, and inside that there is a membranous labyrinth. Okay, so in between this bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth, there is a fluid which we were discussing, that is called as the perilymph. So the internal ear is filled with this fluid. Okay, so the covering is called as the bony labyrinth, and then comes the membranous labyrinth. Inside this space there is a fluid which is called as the perilymph. Now what happens? See, when the vibrations, from the ear ossicles, I told you, ear ossicles start vibrating, and those vibrations are carried to the next part, that is internal ear. The internal ear, this fluid starts vibrating. Okay, so what happens? Inside the internal ear, there are two main parts. One is called cochlea, and the other one is called, you can see over here, semicircular canal, right? Cochlea and semicircular canal. Out of this, cochlea is the hearing part of it. You can see the shape of the cochlea. It has the shape of a shell of a snail, isn't it? Inside the cochlea, what is there? Small hairs are there, which are called auditory receptors. So what happens is, when the fluid outside, which is called as the perilymph, starts vibrating, those vibrations will be carried to the cochlea region. Okay, inside the cochlea there is another fluid which is called as endolymph. Okay, so what happens? Slowly this vibrations will make vibrations in the endolymph fluid of the cochlea also. As a result, what happens? The small hairs in the cochlea, they start vibrating, and that will produce impulses. You have studied how impulses are produced, isn't it? So that will produce impulses. Now, these impulses will be carried by the auditory nerves. There are specialized nerves, auditory nerves. From the cochlea, they will carry these impulses to the which part of the brain? The cerebrum part of the brain. So the brain analyzes the things, and that's how we are able to hear. Now coming to the internal ear, the first part we already studied, that is cochlea, which is concerned with hearing. right? The next part of the internal ear is called semicircular canal. You can see 3 semicircles, isn't it? So that's called semicircular canal, and this part over here is called vestibule. Semicircular canal and vestibule they don't have any function as far as hearing is concerned. So what is the function of the semicircular canal? It maintains the balance of the body. Do you know that the ear has one more function other than hearing? What is it? It's balancing the body along with cerebellum, right? So that balancing the body function is done by the semicircular canal and the vestibule, right? So, and the semicircular canal and the vestibule will, here also impulses will be produced, right? That will be carried by special nerves, not our vestibulocochlear nerves. That is, cochlea will have the auditory nerves, and vestibule and the semicircular will have the vestibular nerves. So, together we can call them as vestibulocochlear nerves, and both the nerves will reach the brain at different parts of the brain. One will go to the cerebrum, the other one will reach the cerebellum. So, these are the important parts of our ear and their functions. Thank you.